Hi, I'm Ilya from Bitskout, and in this short video we're gonna supercharge the recruitment process. The basic idea is that one of the most time-consuming tasks in recruitment is reading CVs and typing data into tools. It would be great if you will have something like this. As you can see here, I created in monday.com, where the information from a candidate is automatically extracted into a board. We also categorize them on certain criteria, and then we can also from that build various charts. Okay, this is very powerful because it gives you a holistic picture of what's going on. All right, because typically you receive CVs and application for different jobs, you can also implement an identifier called position ID. Typically it's some number that when a person applies to a position, sends an email, you can also add this position ID here and create a mirror column to another board where you have positions. So this is important because information, instead of being constrained in a PDF file, is now in a tabular format, and you know that you can do lots of things with a tabular format. Okay, so the way it's going to work is the following. So let me send an email. So here is an email I'm gonna send. I'm basically simulating the application for a job, and let us send it. And the way it's going to work is that I have a make scenario that I will show you how to replicate. That will automatically detect that there is a new email with the CV. Load the file into Dropbox, which is important because I want to keep the file in some cloud folder, and then Bitskout will extract and perform various analytical plugins on the file, and then create for me an item on Monday, attaching the file to this item, and also create a list of interview questions for that person, okay, based on his position and current job. All right. And for that I will use OpenAI GPT-3. Okay, so let's have a look. So here is a new CV that I have sent. We see that we have detected that seniority level is contributor. We also detected the organization unit, and there are two things missing: is to detect an education and experience level. And for that you can create extra plugins using examples that I will show in these videos. And also I have extracted skills, which can be a source for extracting keywords from the CV, and this is the CV PDF that I said that we can attach. So it's very powerful because then no matter how many CVs you receive, the system will always work, will always generate for you this kind of automated extraction from files, and you'll be much more, you will not spend time on typing in this information into any tool, not necessarily Monday, and any other tool as well. Okay, so the next step would be to show you how it works, and what we're gonna do is we will replicate this scenario in Make. So from this point of the video, we're gonna start building a Make scenario. If you don't want to do it yourself, you can always contact us, because we have this scenario created, and we can always transfer this to your account, and you can start basically very quickly. But if you're interested how to do that and how it works and how you can replicate it yourself, please continue watching the video, and that's what I'm gonna do there. And by the way, so these are 5 examples of the interview questions. Obviously, as you use an OpenAI, you can create different things. You can use different scenarios for testing, for creating interviews, and etc. So okay, let's recreate this scenario. So for that, I'm gonna create a new scenario, and the first thing that I'm gonna choose is Gmail item, where I will use a watch emails. Watch emails means it will react on any email detected in my folder, in my inbox. It's important that we're going to filter the emails. If you are using a separate inbox to receive candidates or receive answers, then this is the inbox you should select here. You should connect it by using add, and then the guide the authentication and make towards the mailbox that you want to use. Okay. I'm using my own because we don't have a special CV mailbox, but we will create them one in future. And to show you as a test, I'm including this into a subject, because this way I will filter out only the emails that contain this line, that contain test. Okay, because this is my personal email, so there will be many other emails. Now, in case if you use this for candidate mailbox, then you don't need to create a special query, because we assume that you are using this only for candidates. Okay, and this is number of results. It's how many emails we process it in one go. You can put it to 10 or to 20. I will put 1 because that's the one we want to test things on, just one email. So, and then you choose when it starts. We will start from now on. Then the next step is also to choose a Gmail, because we're interested in attachment and you want to do iterate attachment from this module. Okay, it's automatically configured. All right. And next thing is that we need to save the file into Dropbox. You can save it to Google Drive, whatever you use, but we're using a Dropbox, so we choose upload file. There is a special folder that I have for all incoming candidates, and it's called Candidates Incoming, because this way I know that all the candidates that are emails I received with candidate CVs are there. All right. Now, we now uploaded the file. We also need a share link, because Bitskout works with the share link. So let's create and update the share link. You need to choose a path from a previous step. These things you can set up, or you just can skip them. I would recommend setting up that the expiration date is a certain time, let's say in a couple of hours, because we're just gonna process it and that's it. And right now we need to add one thing. We need to set up a filter, because when you receive an email, some emails contains the logos, and we don't want to analyze logos. All right. Here, what you need to choose is you need to click on the filter, click Setup Filter, and then choose a condition. And here you have a thing called MIME type. Okay, and need to choose operator contains, and you need to call it PDF. Okay, this way, if the type of the attachment is PDF, then we proceed. Okay, we don't want anything else than except the PDF. If you have doc files, you add here additional or rule like this. You say MIME type or docx or docx. Okay, we don't have docx files, so we're gonna use a PDF. Now, okay, everything is ready. Now the next step is setting up Bitskout. In Bitskout, you work with plugins. So let's select the plugin. First, we're gonna run it for a file, and then we need to select a plugin. So let's create one. For that, you need an account in our system, and here in the templates we have a special template called CV analysis. If you search for a CV, this is our template. All right, it analyzes CVs and extracts certain information from it. Let's choose Use Template. We're using a tool called Make, so there is no need to set up the output. So because we're going to use Make to write data to some other tool, we can press Next, and let's call it CV Analysis Demo. All right. Now you can test this plugin here. Press Test and load here a CV, and you will see what output you get. But now our task is to add this CV analysis. As you can see, I have made many examples. And then we need to choose the link for the file, and that would be a download URL. It cannot be these URLs, only download, because that's the one we can access, because this is a share link. So now we have our recipe, let's say half of it ready. And to test it, let's run a test. For that, we need to send an email. So let's prepare an email to send. So here is the email. So let me send it to my account from my account. As you can see, it has a CV attached, and it has the most important thing, this part, because this is how I separate it. So let's send the CV. And let's run our scenario. Okay, not yet. Okay, now we have it. So we have detected the email. We have also loaded the file, created an update link, and here we are extracting information from the CV. Okay, and as you can see, this is the information we have extracted. Now the next step is to create an extra analysis. There are different ways you can analyze additional information in CVs, and one of the examples, one of the plugins that I showed you in the previous example is called Seniority Level. It is a plugin that is called Understand, and it's basically a way to analyze the information based on your examples. And these are the examples that I have created. So the way I did that is very simple. You go to Plugins, press Create, press Understand, categorize, and then you start the configuration. We can load information, existing information from a Monday board, or we can set up manually. Okay. Here it's important that you set up the text that you can extract from a CV, because that's what will be the source of the information here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the job title, and using this job title I will assign a label if it's an executive, mid-level, or individual contributor. It's very simple. You say, let's say, Chief Marketing Officer, and you call it a C-level, or let's call it executive. Okay. And then you add another example, and you say, for example, software developer, and you call it contributor. And that's it. You add a couple of more examples. No need to add all examples, only a couple of them. Press finish, and now you have your plugin ready. You press next. You don't have to set up an output. It's going to be make. And then name the plugin. I will not do that in this example because I already have done it. And this is the Seniority Level plugin. And these are my examples. If you feel that the plugin made an error, you can add another example here just to fix it. And then you need to add another Bitskout module, but this case we run a plugin for text. Let's call it Seniority Level. Okay, now we have Seniority Level, and then the input text is the job title. All right, so now let's run this module, and let's call Chief Marketing Officer. Okay, and it will run and it will generate a label for us. So it's basically going to take the text that I've sent and give me that it's an executive. Okay, let's run one more test. Let's say network engineer. Okay, same thing. It will generate based on what AI thinks it is. It will generate a label that it is a contributor. So that's it, and you can create plugins like this, continue creating these examples of plugins. So in case of our board, one of the things is that you can create a plugin for educations. There are different ways how people talk about education, so you can go here, press Understand again, categorize, start configuration, and manually, and you can add examples. And the way you add examples is using your existing CVs. Let's say Bachelor of Science, and you give it a label like BSc. Okay, then it is Master of Science, University of North Dakota. Okay, you call it an MSc. So, and you add different variation how here in this example that we ran before, education will look like, and then you create labels, and you will be able to reach the situation where you can automatically set one of these labels. And this is called categorization, and you can create as many categorization plugins as you want. So now we have done almost everything. The next step would be to create an item on Monday. Okay, it's very easy. So you go to create item, and you need to give an item a name. So let's call it, take a person's name, dash, and job title. Then choose the board. I have a board called CV Analysis. And then this board will load you a list of examples, and you need to map them. So let's say column 1 is email, and you map it from a previous step. Here is the email, okay, and you do like that. It's important that you set this label. If you set labels, label as yes, because if there is a new label, it will create it automatically. Let me show you how you set up. Like, we are deciding seniority level. So here you need to choose a label, and then here you need to choose map, and that's how you map it directly. Okay, not creating if, okay. And that's it. That's basically is our scenario. So let's run it. I can choose where to start, and I will take it from a specific date to rerun it, because I know there will be just only one email. So let's run it once again. And what it will do, it will create us the second item. Not, of course, fully mapped as I did before. But you can fill in the rest of the fields. As you can see, here it is, including the level. All right, so this is how you set it up. Again, all the examples you have in Bitskout article that is in the comments to this video. And feel free to set it up. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact us. We will be happy to onboard you with this example and adjust it to your needs. It's very easy. It would not take us more than 60 minutes. Okay. Now, the last step that I will show you is how you can write data. So you know how to write data. You can choose here on Bamboo HR, for example, right there. But you can also use OpenAI to create a list of interview questions. It's very easy. You need to have an OpenAI account. Here, the model that you need to use is called TextDaVinci 003. And the prompt. Prompt is what you tell AI to do. Let's say, list 5 interview questions for this job title, applying to a position of, let's say, product manager. Or you can say, applying to the product manager, ask 5 interview questions about product management for this position. Okay. Number of maximum tokens, put 200. It's the maximum answer. Temperature is 1. Top P is 1. N is 1. Nothing else. That's it. It will generate a completion. Let's run this module. Job title. Let's call it product manager. And then OpenAI will automatically generate for us the interview questions. Okay. It's hidden here in choices. And this is where we have them. Okay, so you can now write this into Slack or send an email to yourself or whatever you choose to do. All right, so that's it. This is our scenario, and I hope it was useful for you. Again, I encourage you to contact us if you have any questions. We'll be happy to set it up for you. Thanks a lot for your time.